want to talk about how anybody can talk about anything, right? And most of the time I'm talking to business entrepreneurs, more specifically real estate entrepreneurs. And a lot of times people ask me in our social media mastermind class, what should I talk about, right? And I have several mentors, and one thing that I picked up over the years from my mentors is that if you have an expertise, you can talk about anything using this simple format, like this simple framework. And it's called the who, what, why, how framework, right? So the way it works is you are, right? People don't care about what you offer until they know who you are, right? So that's the who. Who are you? Introduce yourself. In general is what you want to do, right? Next, what is it that you're offering, right? Do you have a product? Do you have services? What is it that you're offering me? What is it that you're going to talk about? What are you going to present about? Right? So that is the what. And then why, right? So why should I care? Why is this important to me right now? Right? Why is it so cheap? Why is it such a high value? Why? Right? So that's the why. And then furthermore, you talk about how, right? So how can I get the thing that you're offering specifically? And the how can be, how is just sit back and watch the presentation, right? How is, let's say you have a sales page, right? You have a sales page. I have a sales page of a course that I have. And how is super specific. How do you get the course, right? You go down below, you fill out your information, and you submit the form. That's the how. So I just wanted to talk about that simple framework because I was thinking, like, I'm getting ready for my social media mastermind class that I host, and I was like, I'm putting together the slideshow presentation, and at one point, personally, I was like, I've never been a person that was scared to present or throw myself out there. But when I first started presenting, I would do demonstrations all of the time. And every week I was like panicking, like, oh my God, what am I going to say? Or what am I going to talk about? And since I learned that framework, I can talk about just about anything. And I can help other people talk about just about anything using that simple framework. And it's so easy to come up with so much content using just that framework. So if you have 30 minutes where you're going to talk about something, I can help you come up with a framework. Who, what, why, how. If you're going to talk for an hour, same thing. Who, what, why, how. So I do presentations, and my presentations, my workshops, everything is like, they are intense and they are packed with a lot of information, right? So it can be, it can seem like I'm some kind of genius, and I'm not going to say I'm slow, but I don't know everything. I just follow people that are smarter than me, and I follow processes that work. So all of my presentations, one thing you will notice in all of my presentations and most everything I do is you will notice that who, what, why, how framework, right? So I'm thinking about our social media mastermind as an example. Every time I start that class off, I introduce myself, right? I let people know who I am. I let them know who I am in the respect of how I can help them, right? So I'm a very direct person, and I let them know, like, I'm direct, right? I'm direct, I'm specific. I tell them who I am. And I say, why am I like that? Because I care about getting you results. So I tell them who I am, then I tell them what they're going to learn about. So what are you going to learn about? You're going to learn about social media. You're going to learn about Facebook. You're going to learn about YouTube. Whatever that specific topic is of that day, I tell them what they're going to learn about, right? And then I'm typically teaching agents. So I tell them why. Why should you care? And most of the time they care because they want to get business. They want to grow their business. They want to get more leads. They want to learn social media. That's the why. And then last but not least, I switch over to the how. And the how is sit back and enjoy the presentation. The how is engage and interact with the speakers, the presenters. How? I'll talk about the how. Interact, engage, be present in the presentation. So when I get clients coming in and they need help with like marketing and figuring some stuff out, I typically suggest that framework, and we can sit down and we can come up with just about any kind of awesome presentation using just that very basic format. And once we finish that basic format, the who, what, why, how, we get that content out, we can expand beyond what's needed, right? So let's say I just recently had a client come in and she does lease options. So she already had like a presentation together, and I'm like, look, we're going to put together who, what, why, how format, and you already have that lease option content that you share and talk about. So what I'm going to do is we're going to expand on that content. But first, we need to get out the basic structure. We need to come up with a presentation. So I just wanted to pop on and share with you how anybody can talk about anything. And the way you do that is using that who, what, why, how format. And once you get comfortable and you get that content out of your mind and you get comfortable presenting, you can expand to whatever and however you need to expand. You can talk about whatever other things, but just get that basic framework and it will help you become a master presenter on in presentations, online, in your writing, etc. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the other side.